team. Welcome to 10 Talks. It is week 2 with Rye on her transition. So here we go, athlete to athlete transition. And what a journey. Thank you, Rye, for letting us be on the journey. We want to be inside the messiness. We want to be real. This is a real conversation about it. So, team, just to update you, Rye's going to tell you a little bit about her story and what she has transitioned from national volleyball team into season next, and we're going on the journey with her. So, Rye, tell us what, number one, just a tiny bit of your story to catch the team up in terms of transitioning athlete to athlete, and then we're going to talk about week number 2.
Hi everyone, my name is Raymariely. You can call me Rai. I'm a pro volleyball player and I'm transitioning from retiring from national team into my next season and being part of the Patterson sports venture. I just recently retired from national team. This was last week. I'm coming from World Championship, and while we were in World Championship, we were able to work on my next season and the steps that I needed to take, my emotions into the whole situation. So now we're here on week number 2.
So, just a bit of recap. Week number 1 is really about admitting it and telling people and going public with something that maybe you've been thinking about for quite a while. And again, team, transition from retire from something that you're doing to next is always unique. So, some people know in a moment that they're ready to do it. Some people, they like, for instance, in my corporate work, we usually do it for 3 years. So I've brought in to work with people for 3 years before they retire and go into next. So in sports, we're so different. It's a matter of like making the decision. Here we go. What do we have to happen? So it's so important that we share this journey with you, athlete to athlete, for you to really understand, number one, you're not alone. Number two, we've got you. We are on your support team. And number three, how to really set you up for great success. You've been a great success at whatever you've been doing. Let's make sure you're next, that we get you rewired, retrained, ready for just taking off. So, Rye, as you watch your film and you think about what you learned last week, what did you discover in week number 1?
Oh my. National team was something that I did since I was 13 years old. So basically my whole life being part of national team, being part of the program and taking myself out of the national team or retiring or rewiring from one thing to another one took a lot of emotion. So first it was really important for me to embrace the process and give myself some time and in processing the emotion and everything that was happening. And I learned that thanks to you, Carlette, because immediately as I sent my retirement letter, I texted you and you were there for me into the process of, if your tears could talk, what will they say? Honor your process, give yourself some time, get some rest because it's tiring. Like you thinking about the whole situation. When am I going to do it? When am I going to talk with in this case, my federation, how they're going to react? What my family is going to say about all this because they were also in the process with me. And being having those conversation or important conversations for me was a main thing in 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 taking my process forward. So it was very emotional, but I was in peace in the whole situation because I had my support team, I had you, and I knew that my next season was gonna be one of like a lot of great things coming up. And then I realized that when you are on a team, you get this might be funny, but you get your whole schedule given. Last week, I had a lot of trouble by doing my own schedule. And it was something that I was completely lost. Like I didn't know when I needed to wake up, what not even when am I supposed to eat? It was something so simple that before it was like, oh yeah, now I go to the gym, I come home, I eat, I rest, I go to practice, I go home, and now it's like, oh my gosh, when do I need to wake up? what time am I gonna eat? When is gonna be my resting time? So figuring all that by myself was kind of hard.
So, right, you just give us so many gifts in that conversation, and I want to break it down. So, in terms of week number one, very emotional, very much about ending something and beginning something new. And lots of people are attached to your identity and to what you do. And so, you said it beautifully when you were, you referenced your family, the federation, your country, your teammates. There's a lot that we play a small role in something bigger than ourselves. So the decision is your own and it's also attached to so many people. So once you made the decision, you said you were at peace, you knew that you had been processing this for some time. And yet, what did it feel like once you started talking to everybody and sharing it? What was that like?
Oh, a lot of excitement
Mm.
because I knew what I wanted to do after that. It was helping young players in their process, in their transition, being a guide for them, something that I didn't have when I was in my own transition. And I say it again. I'm so thankful I'm in this specifically transition with you because I don't know maybe how I was gonna react to everything, like probably I was gonna be fighting myself. Should I do it or I shouldn't do it? Or should I wait or I shouldn't wait? Versus like, no, like I knew exactly what I needed to, what I wanted to do. And having the steps and having the support team and having an after for me was really important. And after that is not anchoring myself, is anchoring helping young players. So I think having that hope of like, this is my story and I'm gonna use it to help other young players. I think that is like the main thing of it that gives me so much peace.
Mhm. And right, you're very blessed that that you're intentional about what you want. Let's back up a bit for the athlete who may be struggling and may be feeling like what you were feeling like on national team. Well, let's remind everybody you are still a pro volleyball player. You will have your regular pro volleyball season. This is the national team that you've transitioned from. So you're still doing volleyball, which is your career, and you transitioned into being a sports life coach, and that's what you're working with us on. And you've joined our company to be able to do that with athletes. And so you did have something, but let's take you to before you met us, before you had me as your sports life coach. And really, what got you to this place, just so that athlete that may be feeling tired or burned out, that's not the time to make this decision. It has nothing to do with that. It's much more intentional about your journey versus an emotional feeling.
I can say that 2 years ago, uh, this was a thought in my mind that am I gonna do the whole cycle? Like we go every 4 years. That's the period. That's the season for national team. Or do I want to end it up right now? So in that moment, I was having a lot of anxiety. I was dealing with anxiety. And I decided to give myself a break of like, I'm not going to retire. I'm going to give myself some time to work on myself, to be able to find myself again, continue with my career, and see after when I go back to national team, how do I feel? So um I happened to meet Brittany because we were together in the same team during the Puerto Rican League in the summer. And that's when she introduced me to you. And um, I was able, like, thinking about it 2 years ago, if I would have made the decision at that point, probably today, I was going to regret it
Mm.
because I was not in a safe space in my mind. Like it was going to be more of like emotions
Mhm.
of me putting things away instead of like being healthy and mentally healthy and being my best self in a situation where I am okay with making the decision.
Right.
So Yeah, it was I see it and I try to put myself 2 years ago, try me making that decision. I knew that today I was going to regret it. But me today in my healthy space, physically, emotionally, and mentally making the decision, I know like it gives me hope because I was able to work on myself before deciding what I wanted to do with national team.
And
And
and Rye, what's so valuable about that is we never want to retire, transition, stop, quit, whatever language we want, because we're afraid of something or something's not working or we're kind of running away from something. When you reference anxiety, I'm so grateful that you push through it, right? Because once you stop, it wins. And so we don't want any of our performance barriers, which are barriers that get in the way of us being who we want to be. We never want them to be able to win. We want them to make us better. And actually, that challenge of anxiety helped you become the champion that you are. You actually won the championship title this last year for Puerto Rico. You were the MVP for the tournament. I mean, wow, think of all the things that we could have missed, both personally and professionally, of your journey had you given in to the anxiety versus accepting the challenge of the anxiety and knowing that that was one skill that you just needed to master and to get better at.
yes, for sure. And I say this everywhere I go. I'm so thankful for you, Carlette, because you've been a huge part of this process. And I see myself growth in a much healthier way, much mature into situations. And I'm now just excited to be able to help other young players or players that are in the same situation or that are going to go through their own transitions in their lives.
Well, and Rai, what's so special about our work, and thank you for the beautiful gift and honor of being on your support team, is that I was a college athlete and didn't have support when I transitioned. And that was what got me interested in creating sports life coaching. And it's really designed to pay it forward. All the things that we wish we would have had, let that inspire you to really dig deep and find your next career based on what you wish you would have had and how you can give it away. And that's what we do now, is we really have the honor of coaching people as intentionally in their life as we have been coached in sports. So love that you are following our model, which is retired athletes and coaches to come be sports life coaches for athletes and coaches who better to coach them up than people that have been on the journey. So let's go to week 2, which is now. So fun and exciting. And I want to talk about your schedule because that is exactly what everybody talks about. First of all, athletes can't wait to not have a structured life. They're just like, I want to lay in bed all day. I want to do nothing. I don't want to have to go to practice. I don't want to have to eat at a certain time. I don't. And in 10 seconds, it's like, where's my schedule? What's my ritual and routine? What am I supposed to be doing? It's just so, it always happens. And what a gift to learn that something that actually really works for us works in our life as well. And that is definitely the power of rituals and routines. So let's talk about that schedule. So here's what's interesting, Rye, is you actually work for us, a sport company that is very much designed the way it would be a sports team. We don't say you have to work at this time. We just say, here's your task. Here's what we're doing. It follows the ritual and routine. But I didn't say work at this time, eat at this time, all the things that you've done forever and ever and ever. I pass the ball to you. Welcome to being a grown up. Welcome to your new life. And you're like, what?
Literally, I come from world championship that we had even like oh, breakfast time, gym, lunch time, resting time, practice time, game time, dinner time. And I come home in my off season, and it's like, what am I gonna do with my day? I have all these tasks, but I don't know how to organize myself. So I spent a whole week, Charlotte, like a whole week just writing things down. Okay, how this day go? I did this, I did this, I did this. Okay, let's see how it goes for next week. That was my schedule last week. Let's see how it goes for this week. So I literally have like a lot of sticky notes everywhere about my schedule just so I can follow at least a new ritual and routine. And something that I think I shared this with you already, but I needed to include
Mhm.
working out, going into the gym. So I don't have the anxiety of like I need to do things, you know? So at least of starting to go to the gym in the morning, that is something that's a ritual for me.
Yeah.
That's a routine for me. So that will help me throughout the day of like, okay, I got my gym out of the way. Now I can focus on my task and then I can eat and then I can rest and then I can focus again, you know? So it was very interesting.
So, team, I want you to hear just it's the simple things that make a huge impact in our life, and a huge winning strategy is stick with the rituals and routines that work for you. So, the great part is definitely incorporate working out. There is no way you can come from a life of physical activity. Your body is used to that release, it's used to the challenge. And yes, we love to veg for a little bit, but veg for a little bit, winning strategy. And then honor your body by really just that gift of movement. It doesn't have to be with the same intensity, it can be the joy of it. Whatever, every person, some people love competing even harder. They love pushing themselves. Like, there's no right or wrong. It's just a matter of putting all of your tens, everything that works for you, inside your day. So let's do a quick life coaching workout. It's all about stats. So stats are something that we follow in sport all the time. It's very factual. So we can anchor in and be like, okay, I know my stats. I know what I need to improve on. I know what's worked for me. So we're going to do the same in life. This stats tool is on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is low, 10 is fabulous. And we're going to engage in really how to design this new life, this new ritual and routine based on everything being in the 8, 9, or 10 zone. So, Rye, how did you stat up your week using that sports life coaching tool?
Ooh, good question. I love that. I think main thing for me was understanding what was a 10 and what was going to start my day with a lot of energy. And for me, working out first thing in the morning gives me the energy to continue the day. Like I got something difficult in the morning and I like to push myself when I'm working out. So as soon as I get that done, I'm like, okay, I already did my workout. I can do anything for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided to work out first thing in the morning. Like wake up, have a mini breakfast, go to the gym, do your job, come home, and then focus on the task. Uh, in the task, like I decided to do what was difficult
Mhm.
for me first. So I have the energy coming from the workout to continue on to difficult things and then to leave later on at night or when the evening's coming late in the evening
Mhm.
the most simple
Yeah,
things.
beautiful.
So, yes, that's how I decided to schedule my day. Start with a huge 10, which is going into workout, do probably a cardio of something that I'm not used to or but helps me to get better as soon as I'm done with my workout and then continue doing little 10s throughout the day. For example, getting a rest, that's a 10. Having a good meal, that's a 10. And then focus again on my task, that's a 10.
So, team, you're hearing the power of energy management. And so it isn't just a matter of being this machine. It's like we have a machine that we get to fuel with great energy, motivation, inspiration. And it's hard. It's hard to do things that we're not great at. We're coming from being masters at what we've done to rookies. And when was the last time you were a rookie? It's been a really long time.
Completely. I don't even remember. 2014 maybe.
So, team, it takes a lot of energy to learn something new. So, here's that new thinking is that, wow, it's going to take energy. So, Rye designed her day beautifully around energy management and her stats. Why we use the stat tool is this is a new season for you. We have to rewire you. And so we have to discover actually what are your tens. And team, that is the most valuable component and the gift that you want to give yourself during rewiring or next is be in the curious mode, discover, do something and be like, well, that was a one. Like, oh my goodness, that's the last thing I want to do. So the joy of this is give yourself about a month season to go shopping for a life. Pretty much just try on all these different things and be like, I love that, don't love that, gonna figure it out. So there's so much joy when you actually feel set up for success to be able to use your stat tool. That way, if something doesn't go well, it still has great purpose. The purpose is to really figure out what did you not like about it? Did you not like that it was just that you were rookie and you didn't know how to do it? Or was it truly something that you don't want to put into your new day? And we do have cardio in life, just like Rye said, she's going to have cardio in the gym. So that is something that's a low stat, but it gets you to a 10. So for some people, working out would actually literally be the cardio. So, maybe they don't love it, but it gets them to be healthy. So you've got to choose what's your cardio, what are your low stats. It's a really intentional training to design your ideal day for optimum performance, just like you would in volleyball. You want to do exactly the same thing for sport. You can only have some cardio in the morning, life cardio, some life cardio in the morning, and some life cardio in the afternoon. Can't do cardio all day, meaning you can't do things that are hard or you don't like all day. Because think if an athlete had to do things they didn't like all day, they certainly wouldn't be playing anymore. So, and also, Rye, let's talk about joy breaks and rest and recovery and personal time, just all the things that you're learning to incorporate.
Personal time. Let's talk about personal time. My personal time is sitting in the couch with my dogs in my laps. That is my favorite thing to do. Just complete science, like lit silence, sorry, complete silence, sitting in the couch with my dogs. That is my favorite thing to do. I love it. But different joy breaks that I've incorporated into my ritual and routine or my daily life, reading, that is a joy break. Like I love to spend at least 30 minutes between just reading my book. Um, in the morning, I need to wake up and either listen to Hillsong or a podcast of, you know, positivity or something that will give value to my life. So that is also like a personal time that I like to take for myself. I don't know, it's just helps me be more focused on myself and start bringing the energy that I need for my day. So yes, those are the personal times that I have in the morning. Listen to Hillsong and a podcast. Personal time with my dog, sitting in the couch in complete silence, and then joy breaks. Get 30 minutes to an hour of my day of just reading.
And let's talk about three dimensions because that is what's unique to our brand and our work is that we really want to develop you as a three-dimensional person. And as a pro athlete, you're a one-dimensional person, which most high achievers are one-dimensional. This is what we think about, right? It's all about what do we need to be successful. The difficult part about this one-dimensional life is that if I'm successful, I feel like I'm a success. My identity is inside that one or that one dimension. If I lose a game or don't play well or something isn't going well, I feel like a loser. Versus understanding the difference between that was a bad day or a bad game versus me being a bad person or something from an identity perspective. So for us, we break it into three dimensions: personally for significance, professionally for success, and philanthropically for service. So, Rye, you have been going through the Sports Life Coach certification, and this was your introduction to 3D training. What have you learned about being a 3D person?
Oh, that I have so much to give. Not like to myself and to the world, you know? So much hope to give in the three dimensions that we have. And I never thought about it in that way. At some point in my career, I was kind of mad that everyone will know me as the volleyball player. And I was like, but I am more than that. Like, ask me about my day, ask me about what I like to do outside of volleyball. So, incorporating the three dimension, it was like, yes, I didn't know I needed this, but it's finally here. And now I can focus on myself personally of what I need and be my best self and focus, in my dimension of professional and what I need to be also my best self to succeed. And then philanthropically, just to give hope to everyone, and we can give hope every day. And when I learned about philanthropy, I thought that I just needed to give money away or to create, like a corporation or something, a nonprofit corporation or something that will make me philanthropist. But I understood that just by smiling, sending a text message, or helping my neighbors and what they need, being here for my friends, that just makes me a philanthropist already because I'm giving hope to the world. So I love the three dimension, and I've been able to share it already to different people. And not everyone is like, wait, what? I'm just focused on my professional life. And I was like, yes, but you have a personal life. What is valuable about your personal life? We need to bring that up into your life, and you can also give hope to people. And so it's interesting just to bring the new thinking to others and see them experience the transition of like, wait, I have three dimension. I only thought I was just a volleyball player, for example. And it's like, no, we're more than volleyball players, and we can give hope to the world.
Well, Raya, I just cherish so much your words of wisdom there because it's really the formula for well-being. We talk so much about well-being now, and the way we win well-being is going 3D because the minute that you take care of your personal life and you really honor that you are this incredible person outside of your profession or inside, and so you get to take great, great care of yourself away from your profession and it fills you up so much, then you're ready to go professionally and be able to be a success, be able to be a great teammate, really show up and serve and support at a high level. And we love the philanthropy component of being a giver, just be a giver. And how we define that is different in seasons of our lives. So all of us can be sports philanthropists and give hope. And we can start by giving hope to ourselves to really understand that I need some hope. I'm struggling right now, or I need something. Beautiful. Give, be a giver, like give hope and give at the grocery store, give a smile, give some love, give some good energy. It's just so nice to really incorporate. I'm much more than just my profession.
Yes, and I love that. Now I think about how I can give hope every day just by simple just by being me. We don't have to change. We don't have to try to do more than just be you, and your best will be enough for whoever needs it that day.
That is beautifully said. So, team, week number 2, Rye is ready to figure out her schedule this week. So much love and support. Team, I hope we are giving you hope to understand that it's a big, big deal when you choose to go from one thing to next. You've got rewiring, retraining, most importantly, get a great support team that is for your new next season. So, Rai, thank you so much for the gift of giving us hope.
Thank you all. Bye.
Mhm.